Hi, I am Rana Athreya. I am founder and CEO of Talkspot.in. I have Adnan Khan with me today. Adnan is known to be one of the best dog behaviorist and trainer in India. Adnan now runs a company called K9 Schools, which is based out of Delhi, which is spread over about 5 acres, and they have a huge setup for training dogs. It is very, very exciting every time I have been to K9 Schools because we see a lot of new ways of training the dogs. They are training dogs in protection as well as they are doing a lot of stuff when it comes to training therapy dogs. Uh, so, um, so Adnan, please say hi to everybody and tell a little bit more about.
Hi everyone, my name is Adnan Khan. Most of the introduction has been done by Rana sir already. I'm a dog trainer by hobby, passion and profession, all three combined, and then I decided to start my own venture called K9 School. So we primarily specialize in pet behavior counseling and pet behavior management. We take in dogs and we help to train them ourselves as well, but mostly we try and teach the owners of the dog on how to make proper lifestyle changes and what things that they're doing wrong with the dog and how they need to really change that. As an extra and as an added bonus, something that I really like, we like to push the avenues of dog training in India. Like we are trying to introduce the concept of therapy dogs with pet owners as well, with institutions like sir already mentioned. We're trying to do private leasing and contracting for security dogs and bomb sniffer dogs as well all over the country. We're also in talks in Nepal and Sri Lanka and neighboring countries as well. Whoever requires advanced security in their place, let's say a hotel, an institution, college, stadium, something like that. We're trying to really make guard dogs and working dogs effective contributors to society, you can say. So far it's been about 3 to 4 years roughly that we've been established as a dog training company, and now we're also looking at opening a couple of newer pet schools within the country, some tier 2 cities and neighboring cities as well.
Great. How did this passion for dog arrived into you? Like, when did it started? And yeah, so
So mostly like everyone has this story of I grew up with dogs and I had like last 30 years I always had dogs around and everything. For me it was quite a contrast in fact because I grew up without dogs, and because of which like I had this dying passion. My parents and everyone in the family used to tell me stories about how they had a great life, their childhood was so phenomenal, having a pet around and everything. That obviously made me want them more. Plus, at the same point of time, I think I've had that, genetically over the past generations, all the way from my grandparents, that we are and generally an animal lover and a rescuer kind of a family. But every time since I was 3 years of age, I would ask for a dog. I'd either get like a fish, parrot, or cat, or something like that, and they would just try and deviate me from that. One was because we are from a Muslim family, so there was some members or the other that were practicing or praying. So then having a dog becomes a little bit of a conflict. Secondly, we grew up in a very small apartment, so there was no space to have the kind of dog that I was looking for. And so that fast forward now up to 20 years, from about age 0 till 20, I literally had not a single pet dog at home. So that meant that all these years I was literally like just training strays, reading books, going on the internet, going to friends' place. Anytime I hear my parents tell me that, oh, my friend has a dog, I'd make sure that I attend that dinner, I'd go to them. Anytime someone in my neighborhood gets a new dog at home, I'd become their friend more, in fact, start hanging out with them more. And eventually, like by 13, 14, it came to a point where I started doing my own rescues wherever I'd find, puppies on the street that really needed it. I go to the shelters and clean up after the dogs and help out and volunteer whichever way I can. All the way from like maybe 14, 15, 16, I discovered YouTube and Caesar Milan and all the dog trainers online. So, I really like engrossed myself in this information so much that I eventually started feeling like a theoretical kind of a dog trainer, internet based dog trainer, even when I was in 10th grade or 9th grade. So I was always giving advice and dog training tips and everything. That was just like a passion or a hobby. But what I feel is because of the lack of a proper single dog in my life, good and bad has happened. The bad was that I was always wanting one and always upset as a child. But the good thing was that got me to gain more and more and more knowledge till before I got my first dog. My first dog was a bull mastiff named Homer, which I got at the age of 20. Around the same time that we started meeting up as well, we attended a few events together, and so from there I started implementing all of my, let's say, 10 years plus of all the knowledge from books, internet, science-based journals, and everything on my own dog. And the results were really, really good. So I started like he was able to say English words like mama, I would say turn on and off light switches. If I say beg, he would just put his paws on my knee. And the breed in itself, Bull Mastiff, is a very stubborn, very obstinate, very difficult to train breed. So them following commands like a Labrador gave me a lot more confidence. So before I got into dog training as a profession or a vocation, I was venturing into different business ideas, startups, and all of that. And eventually, these two passions combined and they merged. And then what I did was I put all my energy of entrepreneurship and everything in to the dog training passion and decided to open a first of its kind dog training school, an institute of sorts with a lot of serious people's help as well. You and Rizal ma'am have been, throughout this time, my parents as well. And with their push, with their boost, we were able to open the first school, first facility. And it's just been fantastic ever since now that we're here now, 3-4 years forward. If you have any questions regarding these topics about pet training, dog training, behavior, or any other queries, you can write in the comments below and we'll make sure to answer those as well. If you would like to reach out directly to me for getting personal and professional help for your dog's training and behavior issues, then all the details will be in the description below, including the links and all of the social media pages and handles that you can reach out to us from. Thank you.